So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make two types of flowers. Here, these are the same type of flower, just cut differently. So this is created by folding, and then here we're going to cut and glue. So in order to make these two flowers, you need glue and or tape, pipe cleaner or some sort of ribbon to bunch in the center. And then for this one, you need 2 sheets of paper and something to glue in the center. So we're going to start by showing you how to do these two right here, which are our first type of flowers. So here I have my pipe cleaner and I have my sheet of paper. You can have the paper be in a square or a rectangle. Either way will work. And what you're gonna do for this flower is you're gonna fold it kind of like an accordion. So I'm gonna take it and then I'm gonna flip it. So I'm gonna fold a little rectangle and then I'm gonna do this back and forth. So I fold it, I flip it, and I fold it again. So basically the whole thing is going to be this thick when I'm all done. So I fold it, and I flip it, then I fold it, and I flip it. I'm just going to keep repeating this until I go all the way down the paper. Okay, once you have it like that and it's folded into one skinny rectangle, you take your ribbon or your pipe cleaner, whatever you have, and you're gonna wrap it around the center. So what I'm doing is I'm wrapping around, I'm tightening it just like that, and I'm gonna cut off the extra. You can leave it on if you want. I'm gonna cut mine off. And then at the end, you're gonna cut to any shape you want. Do you want zigzags or do you want a rounded edge? I'm gonna make this a rounded edge. So I'm just cutting it on the side here. Again, if you want spiky like that, you just make that zigzags. Now I'm gonna make sure my pipe cleaner is in the center. I might have to slide it a little bit. Okay, now you're gonna fan this out. And if a little bit rips, it's okay. You wanna make sure you're separating all the sides and kind of bend it. I'm gonna do the same thing for this side. And you can either use glue stick, liquid glue. I have some tape here that I'm gonna use, so that's how I'm gonna keep it together. So I'm gonna put a little tape over where the two pieces meet, like that, to keep it together. And then I'm gonna fold this out. And then I'm going to tape where these two pieces meet. And while you're doing it, it might loosen. You might have to go back and do another piece of tape, and that's okay. And then there is your flower, and that's how I made these two. Just like that. Now, if you want to do a flower like this, you are going to need some glue, a scissors, and a bead if you want to put it in the center. So we're going to cut both of these square pieces of paper into a circle. And you want one of the circles to be bigger and you want one of those circles to be smaller. So you should have 2 different size circles. Okay, that's about a circle. It might be a little off, but that's okay. Okay, so I have one that's bigger and then one that's smaller. Now, I'm going to start with my biggest circle. I'm going to take it, I'm going to fold in half like a taco. Then I'm going to fold it in half again. I'm going to repeat this one more time. So I folded it in half 3 times. Then I'm going to make the edge of this look like a petal. So I'm going to do kind of like a zigzag pattern, like this, like that. Now that I have that, I'm going to make little slits right where my petals meet. Just little lines. They're not going to go all the way through. They kind of just go a little down. Just like that. I'm going to unfold it. Like this. Now, I'm going to take all my petals and kind of fold them so they kind of pop up a little. Folding all my petals. Kind of like smushing the petals side to side to make them kind of look like they're popping up. Ooh, that's okay if that happens. There's my first part of my flower. Now we're going to take the smaller part and do the same thing. We're going to fold in half, like a taco. Fold in half again. And for a 3rd time. I'm going to take my scissors and do a petal design. And then put my line in my flower. I'm going to unwrap it or unfold it. Making sure all my petals have that line. I think some of them didn't cut all the way. Okay. Now that I have that, I'm going to do the same process of folding my petals. So I'm taking the piece and folding it up. Didn't I cut all the way? Folding it up. I do this around the whole thing. Kind of pinching them and folding it. You can see where my cuts didn't go all the way. It kind of ripped a little, but that's okay. So now that you have this, we're going to glue them on top of each other. So I'm going to take a little bit of my liquid glue, put in the center, and then place that one on top. If you want a 3rd layer, you could stack them all together, or you could glue a bead in the center and call it done. So depending how many layers you want to your flower, you could just have the 2 and just have it like that. Or if you like the look of it being 2, 3, 4 layers, you can glue another flower to it. And then you have one large, very decorative flower with 4 different layers. So that's how you can make a craft flower out of paper and glue.